It hasn't popped up yet.
All right, it should be popping up soon. Hey everyone, we are live. This is, I see people. This is Carol J. Dunlop, and guess who I've got here? Alvin R. Dunlop Jr. I am a co-founder. He is a co-founder of CSI, Creative Services International. And I don't know, but God is awesome because I have him on here today. This is a very, very special broadcast. I just want you guys to know. So, hey everyone, I see you guys coming on right now. The reason for this very special broadcast is because our awesome sponsors, the Closing Academy, have joined us today, and they are also a couple, Renee and Cal Coakley, and they've been sponsors of the podcast for the last quarter, right? The last quarter. And can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Ellen? Oh. Okay. So we're bringing them on today to kind of showcase what they're doing and you know how the whole business about the Closing Academy and stuff. We don't have a real agenda. We are just doing it how we need to do it. That's what we're doing.
Right. I know. I'm excited.
So can you see us playing? Renee, I know you're looking at the page too. I think Alvin has it up too. Okay, we're good. So while y'all are looking, please share it. And the people who are on now, please share. Hit the button and share. We want everyone to know that two powerhouse couples are in the building today.
Thanks.
All right, so without any further ado, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the full screen, Renee and Cal.
Thank you.
And let me show, I think it says Renee. Let's see. The closing, I'm going to write this first. The closing, oops, can't write. Cal. Founders. I'm going to put that up there and just kind of introduce yourself to everyone and let us know what you do.
Okay.
Hey, we're Cal and Renee Coakley, and we're with the Closing Academy.
Yes.
And what we do is, that's the brand of the Coakley Financial Group. And what we do is basically teach anyone that's interested in sales or hates sales or don't like sales or struggle with sales and struggle with closing. We believe that sales is a teachable skill. That's our motto. So, and we know anyone can learn sales.
We try and make it.
Yes. Because a lot of
awesome.
Entrepreneurs get caught up that, hey, I don't like to sell. I don't believe in, but we all sell. We all sell. Especially some of the ladies, they'll go out and buy something nice and they're talking about it, nice dress, a nice pants or shoes. So we all sell.
Yeah, we do. We sell ourselves when we smile. We sell ourselves just, in our everyday lives. And I think that a lot of times we think that sales has to be hard or it has to be salesy. But, I feel like a lot of times we make it harder than it has to be. It can just be a normal, natural conversation. So we're actually excited. We're excited about this. We're excited to be here. And we just kind of fell right into it. And it was like, we owned Coakley Financial Group, which is an award-winning insurance company.
Yes.
And what we were doing is we were teaching agents how to sell. And a lot of times there would be agents on other people's teams or just, people that we knew and they needed help. So we're like, okay, you know what? We know there has to be more people out there that need this besides just the insurance agents that we work with.
That's right.
So what we've done is put together a course to make it, again, easy to sell. And I know
I'm going to put the course, I'm going to put the link up there now, the Closing
Academy.com. And basically we have a download as well, teach anyone who's hate to sell 10 things they need to know. If you hate to sell or you're struggling with sales, give you some pointers.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. I love that you have that. Let me bring us back on screen. There we are. We're together. So I wanted to say that Renee and Cal took a chance, actually, because when you start sponsoring someone, you really don't know, what's going to come of it, what's going to happen. And Renee and Cal and I, we actually missed each other at the Lamar Tyler event, TSP Live, not this past year, but last year.
Yes.
So we had been passing each other back and forth online in different, I don't know, different spheres or whatever. And I think one day I put out something. I was doing a live. That's what it was. I was doing a live. And I said, I would like some guests to come on my podcast on Market Your Business. And Renee was there and she was like, oh, I'd like to be a guest. And I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. And that was kind of it. And went forth with it. And then after that, I was like, hey, I have a sponsor slot opening up. She said, I'm interested. And we talked about it. And boom, here we are. And I would like for you to share, everyone, what your sponsorship experience has been like.
Well, the reason why we actually did a podcast with you, so we were a guest on there, and it just felt real natural, and I loved it. And then, you know, I read your book and then made him read your book.
Yeah, we read your book. It's pretty powerful. Yes.
Yeah, lots of really good tips in there. So
yes.
I don't know who's on here. If they haven't read your book yet, then they need to read your book.
Yes.
But I just kind of felt like it was a natural fit. You know, a lot of times we're marketing and we're not selling. So it's like people are calling us and we're getting the lead. We're getting the leads, we're getting the prospects, but we're not closing the sale. So I was like, you know what? I just kind of feel like it's a natural fit. It's just a natural flow. You've marketed your business. Now you're getting the leads in. So now it's time for you to actually be able to close the sale. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times we're telling people just ask for the sale. And simple as that, or even just showing your value. So it's been a wonderful process.
Yes.
Actually, we've made connections with some of your other guests from your other podcasts, because I know we've spoken to Wendy Y, and we do have something that we're planning coming up with her. So we're actually excited about that. I know. So it's like connections also. So it's been actually a wonderful experience. So we've made additional connections. Yeah. We have actually learned a lot. Yeah, I know. Can you believe that?
We got exposure, more exposure.
Well, definitely.
Yes.
But that's what it's all about, really. And like you said, it was a natural fit. I'm talking about marketing. You're talking about selling, and selling for people who hate to sell. Because if you don't market your business, if you don't sell, you don't really have a business. You have a hobby or something that's taking up time, but it's not paying you any money. So, you know, why keep doing that? And the other reason that I just really fell in love with you guys is because, number one, you're a married couple of color who are in business together, and you help to support each other, because that's what Alvin and I have done for 25 years. I mean, you see me as the face a lot. And people, if you are just watching us today, you know that Mr. Dunlop does not make appearances.
I know, and I got excited. Like, we talked on the phone before, and it's like, yes, my husband works with me. He's behind the scenes, or like I can hear him in the background. But to actually have him here today, we are definitely excited to see him.
Awesome. Need to do a little more now.
Wait a minute. I think he's excited to be here today because I see him smiling over there.
We're always smiling. He keeps things upbeat. He keeps me in check, if you believe it or not. You see all that stuff that I do. People call me the tech guru. This is the king, the real tech guru right here, because I learned everything from him. And Cal, don't you have, what's your background? Where are you from?
Background in business or originally?
No. Ethnically.
Yeah, I'm actually originally from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes.
The U.S. Virgin Islands.
What? No, man.
Yes.
So where in the VI are you from?
St. Thomas. Yeah. St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin
Islands. I'm from St.
You know he's from St. Thomas also, right? Or did you know that?
Yeah, from St. Thomas.
You've been holding out, Kara.
But for some reason, I didn't think it was USVI. I don't know why. Even when you told me, it must have been.
St. Thomas grew up on the island. Yes.
Yes.
Two rock men. What up?
Right. Rockman.
Yes. Well, it's a small world. See that? That's why he's on today. He knew something was up.
That's it. That's it. Well,
Nice.
I told him, I was like, well, he's from an island. I'm not really sure where, but I know, something, and that is a
Yes,
you know,
sir.
that's a big connection. So see the smile now, see how he is.
Yeah, on the week, right?
'Cause I know how y'all are when you get, your other peeps, your other islanders and stuff in check. You're like, what? Oh, this is awesome. Alan, did you want to say anything? Because I don't think that they can hear you. Can you hear him when he talks?
Yeah,
You
I
can hear
heard.
me?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm better than I thought I was. How about that? So, what I wanted to ask you guys is, how did you get this whole thing together anyway? I know you have this insurance company that you started out with, but how did you get the Closing Academy and all that together?
Yeah, good question, Carol. How it started again is with people keep asking me a lot of questions because I'm one of the directors of the state for the insurance company that we partner with, and I have a lot of other agents that's not actually with my group, but always come up to me because I provide training at some of our regional meetings that we have, and they'll come up after and ask me questions. They'll text me. So I said, maybe I need to put something together. So therefore, I'm not just helping just our regular agents, but maybe everybody in sales can benefit from what we offer, because people are just, if they're not educated, they're afraid. So basically, that's how it came about, is that we saw there was a need, and especially in our community with agents that look like us, what I mean, don't have somebody that's in that position that, and I said, I can be that guy. I can take on that, that responsibility of coming out here and showing, people of color that there's other people out here that's been very successful in sales, and you can do this as well. And also females.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think a couple of years ago when I first met Wendy Y. Bailey, and that's why I introduced you guys, because she is a beast in the streets when she talks about sales and how to increase your sales and all of that. And before I met with her, I was really afraid of sales. I was really like this, the closing thing, even though I've been to a number of different sales trainings. I used to be a personal trainer. I was a physical fitness director, all of that was sales, but it was one of those things where I was not comfortable just getting to that, asking for the business, closing the deal, all of that. And she and you make it seem so conversational. That's how I knew that you guys would be good together. But sales is a conversation. It's not something that you have to just beat someone over the head with. It's like, you need this product, I have this product, let's get together so both of us can win. And so when I understood that, I was like, okay. And then my sales went up and it became less stressful. It was easier for me to do. And when I saw the things that you were doing with the Closing Academy, I was like, awesome. Because when you guys first came on, y'all were talking about the insurance agency, and then you said, well, we've got this new thing coming out, the Closing Academy. I was like, oh, I need to talk about that. I need to be helping you promote that, sell that, or whatever, because people need to know how to sell. That's how you make money, right?
Definitely.
Right.
And a lot of time too, Carol, is that they don't, because you are the expert, your product, your service that you provide. And sometimes, the entrepreneur or the business person sometimes doesn't look at it that way, but you are the expert. So basically, when you sit down with someone or you're on the phone with someone, they're looking at you as the expert.
Yeah.
So therefore, if there's a need, or you find the need and that pain point, and therefore you're able to get a sale. Because if you can solve a problem, I always try to tell anyone that's in sale, if you're there to serve a problem, and you're also to provide a solution. And if you're able to do that, you'll close the sale 99% of the time.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. And if you create rapport with people, like you said, your product, because I can talk with you guys and I know that y'all know your product. I mean, y'all are just straight up. I can ask you a question, y'all, boom, y'all can answer it. And most people are like that. They know their stuff. They have experience. They've been doing this for a long time. But when it comes to selling the thing, they're like,
It's a bad word.
Yeah, bad word. Or they don't even know how to say it, how to close, how to ask for the business. And And when they hear that word no, no doesn't mean no. No doesn't mean I don't have enough information. Tell me more. Until I say absolutely not, get out of my face. You know, they're not saying that.
Exactly.
So we teach. You gotta,
Right.
you know, tell me to leave, tell me bye. No, I'm not it. Get out of my way. Get out. Yes. Then I said, okay.
Right.
Guess you mean no. But other than that, I still have a chance. You still have a chance until they tell you no. You know.
Exactly. Exactly.
One of the things that one of the buzzword I use is I say no is the next opportunity. So don't take that no as something that's going to actually be devastating to you, because people are used, because we're not wired that way. So it's kind of like rejection, and that's what happened. I try to teach: do not take it personal. Sales, don't take it personally. So if you don't take it personally, you'll be able to tell people more about your business and be able to close more sales, because you are going to get no's, but you want to get the no's out of the way so you can get closer to the yeses.
Exactly. Exactly. Can you still hear me now that I put this up here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. All right, Alvin, do you have anything you'd like to ask them? You might have to take that out.
Right. One of my questions is, when you're selling, everybody think on stuff. I guess like when you're selling vacuum cleaners, but it's not like that anymore. You know, if you know your product. I do a lot of IT consulting, and I didn't realize that I was selling myself. You know, to go into companies, tell them about security, tell them, what's wrong with the systems, and once I put that together, I realized, hey, that is selling. It's the same thing what she does, is the same thing, but everybody trying to put it in that box. Selling is, oh, you have to, make this sale, and but I found out that no don't always mean no. It means I can't do it at this particular time. So one of the questions I have for you is, how do you deal with the rejection?
Oh man.
Somebody saying no.
Good question. Like I said earlier, I don't take it personal. See, you can't take rejection personal. Maybe they don't have enough information,
or maybe they don't even have the money right now.
Yes.
So a lot of times we forget that we need to follow up.
Yes.
So
key follow up is key. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes they're not saying no because they don't see where your product can add value. They're saying no to maybe, I can't afford it right now, or no, maybe I need additional information, or it's just not the right time.
Yes.
So it's just finding out exactly why they're saying no, and then going from there. But no, it can't be personal. And I think that a lot of times it has to do with mindset too, and realizing that, I know exactly what I offer. I know exactly what my product offers. And you might not see it yet, but you're going to see exactly how we can help you. So a lot of times it's, okay, you've said no, but I know that you need my product. I know that you need my services. So it's also being persistent, not giving up.
Yeah, don't give up.
Yeah.
Follow up. And another thing too is that you may not be able to help that client right there at that time, but they may know somebody that you may be able to help. So again, what we forget to do, even if you don't close the sale, ask for a referral.
Yes.
Who do you know that needs this service or product? I may not be able to help you today, but who else do you know? And what happens is that a lot of times in my business is that the agent will get a nice sale, and then they'll run out of the home or the office, right? And not ask for that referral. So even if you don't close the sale, ask them who else do they know that may be interested in your product or service. If you don't know right now, here's my information. You can always follow back up with me, or when is a good time for me to follow back up with you?
Exactly. And I also would like to stress, just because of my sales training, is that you can't give up too soon.
Right.
When you do that first close, this is a tip I want to share with everyone. I know Cal and Renee, you can agree with me, and it's probably been taught to you that when you're speaking with someone, you're in a sales conversation with them, and then you do your pitch, and then you do your final, like, how are you going to take care of that, or You know, how are you going to write that up? Card you're going to put it on, whatever you say. Then you just zip it.
Yeah. Yes.
Silence. Don't say anything. Don't let your lips part, because what? Whoever says the first word buys whatever that is, right?
That's right. That's right. The first person that speaks loses.
Yeah.
And you want to be the winner. So you shut up.
Yes.
That's what I say. I say the word, close your mouth. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Don't say
Presenting-
anything. Because a lot of times we want to help them along. We want to say, okay, what card are you going to put this on? And they're thinking about, well, what card can I put this on? Or, you know, how can I make these payments? Or they're thinking about whatever. And then we're immediately thinking they're going to say no. So then we go and talk something, and then we just talk ourselves talk ourselves out of the sale.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, less is more. After you finish, I always teach, after you finish with your presentation, you showed your product and services, just sit back and let them tell you.
And they will tell you that. That's another key. I know you guys talk about this a lot, and that is listening to what the say, because they will give you all the clues you need to what they need to purchase. Maybe you're thinking that they need to purchase your biggest product, whatever the biggest high selling, high dollar thing. But when they talk to you and you really listen to them, you may know, that high dollar thing may not be good, but this other thing may be okay, and I need to steer them that way. So it's, you know, it's like, kind of like our responsibility as a person who's selling to really have the other person's best interest at heart. Of course, we want to sell them the high dollar ticket, our biggest thing, but you know, like Renee said, maybe they don't have the money right now. Maybe they can't pull funds together right now. Maybe they're not even interested in that. You know, you're trying to sell them this big high dollar thing. They're like, I don't even want that. I want this. I want that little thing over there that you were talking about. That's what I want.
But what's also good about that, Carol, is that you may not sell them the high dollar one that you want, but they might point you to the person that's going to get the high dollar.
Exactly.
If you really service the client the right way. And that's what I try to teach. Don't matter how small the sale is, treat everyone equally, because that small sale might bring you that big sale that you're looking for.
You know, you just said a mouthful right there, because a lot of times people want to, like I said, sell that big thing. But if you may have to start them off at something very, very small, depending on what your product or service is, very small. Maybe it's, you know, we've got stuff as low as $27. People have come in, or on our special, when we have our social media thing on special for $67, is regularly $97. But from that one sale, we've garnered thousands of dollars of clients who come back and say, oh, I did that. You did good with it. So let's step up and get something else. And I want that bigger piece of the pie now. So you're right, you can't count people out, right?
Right.
Did you have any other questions? I know you've done some sales in your time too.
Right. You know, like I said, I never realized that it was really sales until we sat down one day and you talk about it, and you say, yeah, you're selling yourself, you know.
Right.
Because for me, my attitude is like, I know you need this. If you don't want it, then that's fine. And you know, I still have to know how to say that without hurting feelings. But you know, if you contact me, most of the time that means you need something.
Yeah.
So it's just what level you need, you know.
Is that a BI thing? Because that's one of the things he teaches also. He goes, don't chase the sale. Don't chase the sale. Don't chase them. And I know a lot of people go, well, why? Why not? I know they need it. I know they want it. And he goes, no, don't chase them. And I think a lot of times we forget, like when he answered the question for me, and why did you say don't chase them?
Well, because when you chase them, right, you will get frustrated. It's going to also mess with your mindset. And you want to always be at the top of your game.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to feel down and beat up, right? And that can beat you up after you start chasing. So that's why it's had a lot to do with mindset. You always want to be on top of your game and stay positive at all times.
And I thought,
you are so right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Renee.
One day I was talking to him and he was in the car and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm listening to like all my motivational books. And I was like, huh? Because I think I called him and said, "Oh, did you hear whatever's going on the news?" And he goes, "No, I don't listen to the radio when I'm out selling." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "No, because I have to stay in a positive mindset. It has to be positive, so that when I'm walking in, I'm smiling and I'm upbeat." And I thought, wow, like a lot of times we don't even think about just the little things like that. So I was kind of like, okay, that actually makes a difference. The mindset that you're in, and even the mind space that you allow yourself to be in when you're out there selling.
Yeah.
What do you tell me all the time, Alvin, about my chi and my mindset and my aura and everything? Because when you're desperate, like you're desperate for a sale, your light's about to go off, you got to pay that phone bill.
Don't hit the panic button.
Yeah, don't hit the panic button, because people will feel it, and they will feel that desperation. They'll come back at you with, well, I don't need this for $300 or $200. How about 75? And you're like, no, I can't sell it. Okay. You're like, okay, let's write that up. And then you're ticked off because you just sold that $300 product for $75.
Well, you cheapen your brand.
Yeah.
You cheapen your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right.
Do that. You got to stand firm. Now that difference, if you're putting a $300 something on sale for $75, you know exactly what you're doing. But to have a potential client force you into doing that, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help them, because the thing that's going to happen, and believe me, let me raise both hands. I have done that before. I have discounted it almost to zero just to get the sale. Look at it, just to get the sale. But what happens is you put that, I shouldn't have done that energy, whatever it is you're doing, and you start resenting the person who purchased it. And that's not fair, because they didn't tell you to discount the thing. They just simply wanted
and
it.
they come at you as if it was $1,000 package.
Oh my God.
You gave them a break.
Yeah.
They're going to want every bit plus more.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, wow. So I always tell her, you charge for your time. You charge, make sure you're getting something out of it. If you're not, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Walk away.
And that's one of the things that we teach also is, value versus price. A lot of times, we're selling price, but we need to start selling the value. So that's definitely true. So it's like when they see the value in your brand, or they see the value in your company, or the value in your product, we'll pay for value.
Yep.
We'll pay for it, because I know we have. You look at different products, and just because of the brand, a lot of times we'll pay extra because we know that they're reliable, we know they're dependable, we know that that's going to be a product that we can depend on. So when we're building our brands, that's something to definitely think about too, and that is a part of your sales process, is actually showing the value.
Exactly. I want to remind everyone who's listening now, whether you're listening live or whether you're listening on the on-demand replay, you can still get all these great tips from Cal and Renee Coakley at theclosingacademy.com, because they've been great, awesome sponsors. Gotten a lot of buzz about them, and I really want to thank you guys for being sponsors and having that faith in us that we can help you get the word out and all that. So hey, everybody, we've been talking about sales, we've been talking about marketing, but once you get that product out there, it's time to really close that deal. You've been marketing, and you really need to go to theclosingacademy.com and get their free book. What's the name of it, Renee? The 10
easy
10 easy things that if you hate sales or if you have problems selling, we can help you with that.
To teach you how to sell.
Yes.
Right. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is go there, theclosingacademy.com, download your free book, get to selling, get to making money. Don't forget to listen to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. And I want to say, hey, Jeffrey Hughes, I see you're out there watching.
Jeffrey!
And all the fellow VI, right?
Another VI, yeah.
I know. Look, it's going to go viral because of the VI people, right?
You've been holding out on us, Carol. You've been holding out.
Wow.
I don't know why. You look, but as I always say, everything happens for a reason and in God's time. So who knew? I mean, it was time for Alvin to come on and show his face. He's been on the podcast before, but just audio only. But it's now come time to show his face, and because he is the genius behind all this going. CSI would not even be around if it wasn't for him. He kind of had the idea before we even met. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Carol, you need to have a business and you need to stop selling your business for pennies, and you can make some money out there and you need to do it. So I don't know how many of you know this. I told see Jeffrey's out there. Look, I'm gonna put it up on screen. Hey Jeffrey, what's up, man? So when we got married in 1994, and 6 months later, we incorporated this business, Creative Services International. So he wasn't playing around. He was like, we met, we got engaged in 6 months, we got married a year later, and 6 months after that, our things come in 6 month cycles. So 6 months after that, we started the business. So,
wow.
I love being on here with you all because, number one, like I said, you're a couple in business. You're a couple of color in business. And on top of that,
from the island?
and that's what I'm saying. You're rock. What?
Yeah, do better than that.
This is awesome. The same island, man, that's unheard of.
And where? You have to tell
And
us
then
where.
St. Thomas, the rock.
Where? Where on the rock? Where on the rock are you guys from, Cal? Where on the rock are you from? How do you say it?
I'm from, actually, I grew up in, I was born in Savannah, but I grew up in Canton.
See, and like his smile when you said
Born in Savannah, grew up in Canton.
Oh, okay. Yes, Savannah. Yeah,
I
man.
knew. I've heard him say that before,
Yeah, man.
so I knew. So hey. All right. Now let me put this back up. Sponsors. The closing academy. We're gonna .com. We're gonna let everyone get out of here in just a little bit, but I want to say to everyone. Like, you see 4 people on here who are really dedicated to their business, marketing their business, getting the word out there. And as Cal had put so eloquently before when we were talking about this, how we're going to do this, you just don't see this a lot. You don't see people of color in business together, married, and, doing what they need to do. And I think we need to put that face out there because there's so much stuff going on right now, out in the world. And we don't, like Cal says, I don't have time to be listening to that stuff. I'm trying to keep my business moving forward, positive, keep my mindset right. So we are all here to service the people who actually want to start up their business, want to increase the sales in their business, want to market their business the right way. So you can see on the screen, these are awesome sponsors of I Market Your Business podcast. And the podcast comes to you every Thursday at 1 p.m. It's only 30 minutes because I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of stuff going on and you ain't got time to be sitting down there listening to stuff or whatever forever. And it is an audio podcast. So you can take it, you can listen to it while you're at the gym, in the car, walking, whatever. When you don't have anything to do, you're laying down at night, you're like, oh, I need to do something. Listen to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. And you will, get some positivity.
I binge listened. Like, how people binge watch? I just on, and I think I was either ironing and folding laundry, and I just listened to one right after the other. So I mean, how people will binge watch TV shows, I binge listen to the podcast.
That is so awesome. And Renee, you are such a great connector and supporter, in addition to being a sponsor, because I know you introduced me to the Miss Ambassador program that I recently attended. You and I first got to actually meet in person there. And then I found these other people, one of my longtime colleagues, and I've taken some classes from her, Lori A. Mann. She was there, and when she walked in, I was like, Lori, girl, if you're here, I know this is the place to be. And I was so excited to see all those young Black women, young African-American women, whatever we're saying nowadays, but young Black women who are poised and awesome, and the person that put that on, and just making these connections. So I have to say kudos to you, because I mean, you could just be a sponsor who's just kind of sitting there, but Renee is not like that. She is out there. She is an Energizer Bunny, introducing me, promoting me.
And that's just what I do.
That come natural to her. She do it all the time.
I'm always like making connections. Always. Like I'll meet people and I go, you need to meet this person.
That's right.
And they just look at me like, okay. And I feel that's just one of my gifts. Yes. I figure, and normally the connections that I make, they end up being like wonderful partners later on, or, you know, just they work out perfectly. So I'm like, it's just a gift, but that's me. That is definitely me.
That's good. We need that, you know, we need that. And I love how you and Cal work together, husband and wife, feeding off each other. You know, you and I have talked before about how you may want this thing to go this way. And Cal's like, well, let's slow this down. Or he says, let's go. And you're like, wait a minute, let's do this. Because Alvin and I are the same way. I always use this example. If we are both running up to a cliff, I am the one who will not stop and jump off. And he is the one who will be like, wait a minute. Sometimes
slow down.
But sometimes I push him off, you know, and sometimes we
feed off each other.
Yeah, we feed off each other. Yes. It had to be, you know, stay together 25 years. Oh my God.
Congratulations. That's
yes,
awesome.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So we're coming down to the close. I've really enjoyed it. Do you have any closing things that you'd like to say to people who are listening, whether they are live or listen to the replay? The stage is yours, and then we're going to allow you to get out of here and get back to your official business.
Again, we're Cal and Renee Coakley, and we're with the Closing Academy. That's our brand. We also have an award-winning insurance agency. And we believe that sales, again, is a teachable skill. Anyone can learn how to sell and close the deal. All you have to do is believe that you can do it. That's it. Believe that you can do it and you can achieve it. Anything you have?
I think that sales can be easy. We just make it a lot harder than it has to be. And it really is, I think, just a mindset thing. It's really all about, you know, you being confident and you knowing your product and you knowing that you're the expert. So again, we try to make things as easy as possible so it's not difficult and it doesn't seem strained or forced.
Exactly. I love it. And everyone go to theclosingacademy.com, download your free book that they have produced about the 10 things that you need to know for people who hate to sell. And if you hate to sell or think you can't sell or want to learn how to sell, just go download that information because it will help you greatly. One more thing I'd like to ask of you, please, if you've gotten value from this broadcast, please share it with your friends and followers. We want to let everyone out there know that, you know, we're in business. We're doing what we need to do. We don't have time for the other stuff that's out there. We are moving forward, straight ahead, doing what we need to do. Oh, thanks so much, Jeffrey. I'm going to put his comment right up here on the screen. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
so
Jeff.
Yes, thank you, definitely. Thank everyone for tuning in, whether you're listening live or whether you are listening to the replay. Please remember to go to theclosingacademy.com and download your free ebook. And then also tune in every Thursday at 1 p.m. for Unmarket Your Business podcast. We truly appreciate you tuning in today. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Bye.